Hello and welcome to Paul's Spare Time. How is everyone today? It is time for another Buffalo Nickel video. This will be episode 10. And like magic, it's on the screen, episode 10. Alright, let's see if I can get back to the right page. There I am. Episode 10. So we can leave that on there, put it right there. We're going to be searching some Buffalo nickels. Mini Buffalo nickels. How those all got messed up. If I redid something wrong. I don't know. We'll find out. And we are going to be searching the ones because, as you know, a Buffalo nickel should look like this with a date, 1937. And if there happens to be a mint mark, it would be below the 5 cents. But all too often when you find a Buffalo nickel in the wild, you find it like this. No date whatsoever. What I am doing is I am trying to go through a bunch of Buffalo nickels I have found and purchased that have no dates, and I am trying to restore the date with a product called Nicodate. Date Restorer. Now, when you put this on your Buffalo nickels, it reduces the value by about 75%, but given they're dateless nickels and you don't know what they are, they don't have a lot of value to begin with. So if anything, maybe we can improve the value of some of these. So we've been doing this for a while, the first 9 episodes, and we're doing a pretty good job of filling the book. Doing a pretty good job of filling the book. We need a 1914. A few on this page. Several of the more recent ones. Out of 9 episodes, we have found 42 of a possible 65 Buffalo nickels that are in the set. And we have restored a date on 94 of the 103 we have tried to restore the date on. So let's get started restoring the date and see what we can find today. The way we do this, I'm going to take a little piece of cardboard because I don't want this date restorer on my scope, and I'm going to do 3 nickels at a time, putting the chemical on, putting a little dot in the date field, and we may do 4 at a time, and seeing if we can restore the date. I use a little eyedropper, but you could do it straight out of the bottle if you wanted to. After it restores the date, I dip it in water and dab it on a paper towel because you don't want this on your hands. I also wear rubber gloves. Let's look at these first 4. Hold on a second. Make sure none of them have a date. Definitely no date on that one. Definitely no date on that one. No date on that one. And no date on that one. Alright, back in a second. I'll apply the drop and we'll watch and see if they come to life. Alright, we have the drops on. Now, where's my little toothpick that I use to spread it around? Good question. Back in a second. Alright, we've got drops on all of them. That one's turning dark. Dark. Don't see a date under that one. We may have picked 4 really hard ones to restore. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the Nicodate on them. Hope y'all are having a great day. We will see what happens. Some of these require multiple applications. When they turn dark like that, the coin was really, really dirty and nasty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip those and put another dropper on, and we'll be back in a second. Given we've only had 9 out of 100 where we haven't restored a date, these first 4 are being very difficult. There is no sign of a date on any of them. There's one, 1917. We got a date coming on that one. You know, maybe a 1915 on that one. That one definitely a 1917. We've got a date back on it. So I'm going to take it, put it in the water to deactivate the chemical. Put it back up here. You can see the 1917. I don't see anything on that one. Maybe a 1915. Maybe a 1915. Don't see anything on that one. I see something on that one. Looks like a 1921. See the 21? So we got a date on that one. That one's going to be a 1921. Deactivate it. $1921. I think that one's going to be a 1915. Don't know if it's readable without the juice on it. We'll see. Like a 1916, but I believe it's a 1915 or 25. It's looking like a 1925. I think we're going to hit that one again. And that one we're definitely going to hit again. We got nothing. Maybe a 30 something. We reapply and be back in a second. Alright, maybe 4 at a time is too many. I don't know. That one I'm not seeing. It's a 20 something. Maybe a 27. This one has popped out. That one is a 1935. Deactivate it. I said 35. Be a 1915. I think it is a 1915. It's a 1915. That one's a 1915. That one is a unknown. Let me clean it. Alright, we got that one going again. This one is a 1915, and none of these popped out great. 1917, that one came back pretty good. And a 1921. Well, let's see if we can get that one. That's starting to look like a 1920. Or 20 something, maybe 26, 28. We'll let it chew on it for a while. Back hopefully with a date. Alright, evidently I messed up the pause button, so we're filming live now. The one was 1925 that we looked at and decided it wasn't nice enough for the book. This one was showing 1913, now is showing nothing. And we might have eaten all of it off. Don't know. Not seeing anything, let me take a look. Well, we're just going to call that one a fail. I do think it was a 1913. It is the type 2 if it was. So that's going to be a failure to restore. Put it over here. Let's get 2 more out. No date. That one's got a date. 1929. Can already see that one. We need a 29. We've got all the 29s. Let's see what the mint mark on that one is. The 29P. So that is one we already have. Let's pick a different one. That one does not have a date. Let's get the juice on these two. Almost in the right area. Ooh, that one's coming quick. 1916. 1916 coming to life. The other one, not so much. Not so much coming to life. This one, definitely a 1916. Glancing at the book, we have all the 1916s, but maybe we could upgrade one because that date is coming in nice and clear. Let's go ahead and deactivate it. And we'll check it for a mint mark. Very clearly a 1916. See if we got a mint mark on it. That's something there. What is it? Something way too high though for where the mint mark should be. So the mint mark should be more low than whatever that is. We're going to call that a 1916 date restored, maybe an S that's stamped in the wrong place, but we've already got that one. This one, I'm not seeing anything. Clean it. One may be a failure to restore as well. Boy, I don't see anything. We'll hit it again. I'm doubtful that we're going to get anything on that one, but we'll see. We will see if we can get anything on it. Will it come to life? Back in a second to see. Well, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. There is no date coming back on this one. I do see a 0. Could maybe call it a 30. I don't know. I do see a 0 or a 2 at the end. Oh, there it is. 1926. Had to get the sidelight magic, and you can see a 1926 on that one. Not in good shape at all. 1926, we do need a P and an S in 1926. Would like a much better one than this for our book. See what we can see without any juice on it. Almost nothing. Was able to tell it was a 26. And I do not see a mint mark. So we'll consider this one a date restored, no mint mark. Could have been the 1926P we needed. Back in a second with another couple to check. All right, we got two more candidates. No mint mark. No mint mark. No date. And no date. Let's juice them up. And see if we get anything to come back. Anticipations. Like waiting for water to boil in some ways. Your watch, water doesn't boil. Go in the other room, it boils over. Something's coming there. I see it. I see it. I see something coming. The 1920 something, it's not very strong. This one, would hazard to make a guess on that one as of yet. Let's give it some more time. Back in a second if I can see anything. Alright, well I'm filming this video, cooking chili and charging an ATV battery because we're supposed to get 8 inches of snow tonight. I don't think I'm doing any of them good. And I've been outside for the last 15 minutes, left the chemical on, and the date popped. That is a 1923 on that one. On the other one is a 1925. Not as good, but it is a 1925. I see it. Let's see if the 23 has a mint mark. Don't see one. And the 25 could have, but it's an ugly enough one, I'm not going to go after it. The 23, we do not need a 23 in the book. I am going to put that one by the 1923P to check and see if it's any better. Let's get a couple more going here and see if we can restore a date. So 1 for 2, leaving those on for about 10-15 minutes. Don't know what that means. Depends on the nickel. All right. Missed to the right. Over to the left. Let's see if anything comes up. Oh, that one's coming quick. 1920. My timer that tells me to go stir the chili and check the battery. That one is a 1920 for sure. That one looks like it is also a 1920 for sure. We got two 1920s. Let's let them percolate, see how good they can get. In the book, we put a 20S in a while ago. We could find a better 20S would be nice. We do have the 20P and D. Let's see how clearly these two end up coming in. Got a very clear 1920. And an even more clear 1920. Let's pull those off. We have 8 inches of snow coming in. I'm going to need my four-wheeler tomorrow, and it will not start. It's only the battery because it ran perfectly last time. But I had enough charge to turn it over, and it didn't start, so I'm concerned. Alright, let's see if there's a mint mark on the back of one of these. Ooh, maybe a mint mark down there. And I don't see any mint mark at all on that one. Let's go with the zoom. Don't see a mint mark. See a possible S on that one. Possible S. Which we kind of need. I'd nicodate them both. If one surprises me with a mint mark. Which light is that one? Not seeing anything come on that one. Not seeing anything come on that one. We'll see. Back in a minute. Alright, neither one of those two popped a mint mark, so they were both 20Ps, and we do not need a 20P for the book. No date on that one. No date on that one. Let's see if we can get a restored date on these. That one's coming. That one's coming. What's it gonna be? What's it going to be? I don't know. I don't know. 1916, I think. You can't see it. 15, 16, one or the other. And the other one, I don't see a thing. Might be damaged beyond comprehension. So let's focus on this one. Maybe a 1919. 1915, 1919. 1915. Definitely a 1915. In our book, we have the 15P, D, and S. But that is definitely a 1915. We'll let the other side continue to cook because I'm not seeing anything on it. This one though is definitely a 1915. Let's take it out. And a lot more failure to restores today than we have been having. 1915, very clearly. And how about a mint mark? Ooh, we've got a mint mark. That is a 1915D. That is a 1915D. We've got a clear mint mark. Gotta like that. That one's restored. That one's still cooking. I don't see anything. You see anything? 1915D fits in our other book that we're trying to restore. If this works out, we're going to have two books. Let me do this one a second time, see if anything happens. Alright, that other one was just too damaged to restore. So, we got two more up. Let's see how we can do on these two. Alright. Maybe coming. Maybe coming. I don't know. I see a 2 on that one. Be a 28, maybe a 23. Something happening with that one as well. We're getting a reaction on these two. That one's a 25, it looks like. That one, whatever I was seeing before, I am not seeing now. Don't know. Don't know on that one. Maybe 1919? Not sure. I'm going to take that one off, put a clean drop on it. Oh, way too much. Way too much. Way too much. And that one, let's clean it up too. But maybe not put quite as much back on. Maybe not quite as much back on. Alright, that one's working. Let them cook. I'll be back. Oh, there it is. Get the angle right, Paul. That is a 25 all day long. 1925. See it? One came back. $19.25. This one, Playing with the light. Boy, we had it early. Don't see it now, though. Maybe a 28. We'll let it cook. Let's look at this 25 and see if there's a mint mark on the back. Don't see a mint mark on the back of the 25. A 25p. We don't need in our main book. We do need in our backup book. Who dingled me? Hudson dingled me. I think that one's trying to come. Looking like a 31 now. I don't know. We'll let it cook and then we'll look at it. Alright, this is getting hard to film. I've left this one on for 5 more minutes and it's coming. It's showing a 1915, so I'll be back in a few more minutes, see if it clears up. Well, this one is a 1915, but boy, you can't see it very good. It's not going to go in our book, so we're going to put it in the restored, but not very well restored. We're going to do 2 more and call it a video. This is taking so long. Let's see, no date, no date. See if either of these restore. All right. Looks like it might be coming. And that one looks like it is coming as well. We'll see. Oh, for sure that one's coming. 1915. Ow. Poke myself with a toothpick. That's no bueno. Definitely a 1915. We don't need any 1915s for the main book. We need a 15P and S for the other book. That one's definitely a 1915. Oh, that one's come back. That one is in 1920. We got both of these. They have both come back. 1915, 1920. 1920, we could use a 1920S upgrade and a 1920D, I guess, in the other book. Let's look at this 1920. Definitely read it. Let's look for a mint mark. I believe I see the top of a D, but I'm not sure. We'll liquidate it, see if it comes back. This one, definitely a 1915. The 1915. And who knows? Yeah, since we gotta wait for the other one anyway, we'll see if we can get anything to arise out of the ashes there. Not seeing anything where it should be on that one. For the 1920. Could argue there's a D there, but it's too far left. Where's our other one? Right there. I think there is a D there. I think that one's a 1915D. Let's wipe the 1920. The one I didn't think had a mint mark, now I think does. That one's a D for sure. I see it. That one is a D. That is a 1920D. 1920D we do need in our other book. Put it in there. 1915. I don't know about this one. So the one I thought was a D was. Now let's see if this 1915 is anything. It's a D as well. I think it's a D. Boy, so hard to tell. I don't need a D in either book, but I do think I see a D there. We will put that in the date restored, but not needed pile. Back with a recap.